police led on chase.
DNR funding in Michigan and Wisconsin. Hi, I'm Alyssa Lambert.
And I'm Samantha Ruff, and this is your Public Eye News. Breaking news is showing the man behind the beheadings of Western hostages in ISIS videos is Mohammed Emwazi, a Kuwaiti-born Londoner, also known as Jihadi John. Cage, a Muslim-led human rights advocacy group in London, had spoken with Emwazi about alleged harassment by UK security services. Commander Richard Walton of the Metropolitan Police's Counterterrorism Command has previously asked media outlets not to speculate about details regarding the investigation because life could be at risk. Richard Walton added, quote, "We are not going to confirm the identity of anyone at this stage or give an update on the progress of this live counterterrorism investigation," end quote. Friends of Emwazi say they believe his path to radicalization began with his trip he took to Tanzania. He is believed to have traveled to Syria in 2012, later joining ISIS there. Police last night in Scandia were attempting to stop a vehicle for speeding on US 41 when they were led on a high-speed chase. The pursuing police officer ended the chase when the victim turned onto a county road covered in ice and snow. Police officers have been able to identify a suspect and find the vehicle to make an arrest. The suspect is currently sitting at the Marquette County Jail and is charged with fleeing and eluding police, resisting and obstructing arrest, and driving without a valid driver's license. The suspect's name has not been released to the public pending an arraignment.
The Michigan Department of Natural Resources is giving 20 projects more than $4 million to help fight invasive species. The Michigan Invasive Species Grant Program is in charge of the efforts to solve the problem with help from the Departments of Natural Resources, Environmental Quality and Agriculture, and Rural Development. The projects receiving funds are to treat oak within Alpena, Dickinson, and Menominee counties, teach boaters about proper cleaning of their watercraft to control invasive species, and revise plans to manage aquatic invasive species in southwestern Michigan. DNR Director Keith Craig said that these partnerships are vital to keeping Michigan's ecosystems healthy. And in other DNR news, the board has approved spending $2 million to acquire the use of 21,000 acres in northern Wisconsin. The board voted on Wednesday to spend $1.9 million for stewardship and another $3.8 million in federal forestry aids to purchase the easement from the Lime St. Croix Forest Company. 44,678 acres was already approved and bought from the company for $11.3 million back in 2012. According to DNR officials, the two purchases will help form the new 67,867-acre Brule Street Croix Legacy Forest, the largest recreational and forest land acquisition in state history.
Kent Holtz, 46, a Minnesota man, was seriously injured in a snowmobile accident. Holtz was traveling on Trail 8, County Road 496, when he lost control of the sled and veered off the trail, crashing into a tree. Holtz was taken to UP Health System Bell and treated for his serious injuries. The incident occurred on a trail that runs close to railroad tracks operated by Canadian National Railroad, causing emergency responders to notify the railroad to slow a train near the crash site. Water officials in Detroit have offered Flint an alternative to using the river water. The Detroit Water and Sewerage Department would give full service to Flint until the pipeline is finished, and they would also provide service afterwards. Flint currently gets their water from the Flint River, but residents complain about the smell, taste, and appearance of it. Flint cut its ties with Detroit's system last year and is not interested in reestablishing them. And after the break, we'll have your national and international news. Stay tuned.
Coming up on Austin City Limits.
I'm sitting here stuck, plastered to my seat. I think I'm waiting to leave when you finally start speaking.
No champagne does it every time.
Tune in Saturday night at 11.
Welcome back. The death toll continues to rise in northeastern Afghanistan as avalanches continue for the third day in a row. 168 have died so far from heavy snowstorms, causing avalanches in the Panjshir province on Tuesday, Wednesday, with 2 more occurring today, said Provincial Governor Abdul Rahman Kabiri. Authorities fear the toll will continue to increase since rescue personnel have not reached the worst affected areas. On another weather-related topic, the southeast got pounded with another powerful winter storm this morning. Warnings and advisories remain in effect from Tennessee to Delaware. Don Champion has more details.
Overnight, drivers in the south struggled to deal with a rare round of wintry weather. In parts of Alabama, snow blanketed roads Wednesday, making travel difficult. Some made the most of the storm by sledding. This man even built a snowman on top of a motorcycle.
Ellie, watch out!
In parts of North Carolina, as much as a foot of snow is expected. The storm is the third to hit the region in the past 2 weeks. Conditions are so bad on roadways in some areas, state troopers responded to nearly 3,000 accidents in 36 hours. Snow also fell in Louisiana, where even police officers had trouble getting around. In Texas, a school bus carrying 3 people landed on its side after hitting ice. Luckily, everyone was okay. In Mississippi, a shortage of cold weather road equipment could mean students won't go back to school until next week.
We hope that we'll get some melting tomorrow during the day. Of course, tomorrow night it's supposed to dip again, so we'll just have to get out and see where we are.
The winter storm is expected to push out to sea later today. Don Champion, CBS News.
Mark Beckner, the former police chief who led the investigation in the 1996 case for the murder of beauty queen JonBenet Ramsey, has admitted his officers mishandled the probe. He added that the local district's attorney office at the time was inappropriate and interfered with the investigation. Miss Ramsey was found dead in the basement of her home when she was 6 years old after her mom called police saying her daughter was missing and a ransom note was left behind. He said the case was initially mishandled due to confusion and staff shortage on the police force. Some believe that the JonBenet investigation was done halfway, but Omar Villafranca reports on how some shoppers are getting some half-off discounts on the web.
It's a new twist on the online shopping trend. A handful of new websites have popped up, allowing consumers to name their own prices for everything from gadgets to furniture. These are not auction sites. One called Green Toe takes an offer and then tries to find someone willing to sell it at that price. The site's founder says customers can save around 20%.
There's a secret out there, and the secret is if you ask for a lower price, you could get it.
It was close to a $300 guitar.
Scott Scher found the guitar he wanted on Green Toe.
And I probably went in at like $150.
He eventually settled on $200 using Green Toe's Make an Offer guide, which calculates your chances of getting an offer accepted. The fashion site Garmentory also has a similar scale, but it's up to the seller to decide how low they'll go.
Of course, you're going to get some requests that you can't fulfill. Maybe it's just too low.
Stacy Pashkow is hoping to sell this cabinet and lamp on the furniture resale site Viet. It's something of an upscale flea market where buyers name their own price.
Something's really only worth what you can get somebody to pay for it anyway.
Online shopping expert Katie Hill says people are attracted to this form of digital haggling.
I'm not going to pay what you asked. I'm going to pay less, and some people really love that.
And that's why these sites are expected to increase in popularity. Omar Villafranca, CBS News, Dallas.
A yoga guru in India is facing 6 separate civil lawsuits from women accusing him of sexual assault or rape. Bikram Kawad-Hurry, owner of Bikram's Yoga College, allegedly met and groomed several victims over the years in his teacher trainings. Kawad-Hurry's lawyers called the accusations lurid and made only to exploit the legal system for financial gain. The latest lawsuit was filed earlier this month by a woman who fell in love with the college from the first class, claiming that Kawad-Hurry raped her very soon after she began attending the school. According to the attorney representing the plaintiffs, the 6 cases will not be combined in order to protect each woman's story, even though the accounts have similarities. And a former contestant on America's Next Top Model was one of the 3 people killed in a North Carolina home. 19-year-old Emmanuel Jesus Rangel Hernandez is charged with 3 accounts of murder in the first degree, including the 19-year-old contestant Marwana Puhar and 2 others. Charlotte police did not say how the 3 were killed, but said the deaths were drug-related. Puhar was a self-proclaimed partier and wild child and did not have the best influences around her. And stay tuned, because after the break, we'll have your weather and sports.
Some of the best singer-songwriters of our time, from both sides of the pond, coming together for the sake of the music. Alison Krauss, Jerry Douglas, Bela Fleck, Mary Chapin Carpenter, James Taylor, Eric Bibb, and more, set against the gorgeous backdrop of Scotland. Transatlantic Sessions, the best of folk.
Join us Saturday evening at 7 Eastern.
Welcome back to Public Eye News. My name's Dane Wernlinger with your local weather. Well, after this nice cold front, I think everyone deserves a nice spring break. Right now in Marquette, it's cloudy with a temperature of 6 degrees with winds north-northwest at 15 miles per hour, and the barometric pressure is holding at 30.35 inches. Looking into tonight, you can expect cloudy skies with a low of -2 degrees with winds west at 7 miles per hour. And looking into tomorrow, you can expect sunny conditions with a high of 20 degrees and winds west-southwest at 6 miles per hour. Looking around the UP right now, in Sault Ste. Marie, 0 degrees with sunny skies. In Manistee, 8 degrees with cloudy skies. Escanaba at 9. And Menominee is at 9 degrees with partly cloudy skies. Iron Mountain is at 8 degrees with sunny skies. Ironwood at 1 degree. And 1 degree as well for Houghton with sunny skies. And back here in Marquette, it's 6 degrees with cloudy skies. Let's take a look at your week ahead. On Saturday, you can expect a high of 21 degrees, a low of 7 degrees with snowy skies. On Sunday, a high of 24 degrees, a low of 7 degrees and cloudy skies. And on Monday, a high of 24 degrees, a low of 12 degrees and sunny skies. Well, you know, I heard there was a basketball player who injured himself for the second time.
Yeah, Derrick Rose, he's really hurting his team's chances this year. The news that Derrick Rose will have knee surgery again hit the Chicago Bulls and their fans hard and left them in a familiar spot, trying to get by without their star point guard. The torn meniscus in his right knee was announced Tuesday night, another tough twist for a franchise, a star, his sponsors, and a fan base that thought the Bulls were entering another golden era. Instead, Rose is having surgery on his knee for the second straight year. Bulls head coach Tom Thibodeau said, quote, "It's unfair that the guy's gone through so much, and anytime you have surgery, it's tough." End quote. The injury only magnifies the doubts about whether Rose can lead a championship team, something that seemed like a distinct possibility a few years ago. In NFL news, Reggie Bush is no longer a member of the Detroit Lions. The Lions announced the release of the 29-year-old running back yesterday afternoon, less than 2 weeks before the start of free agency. Bush signed a 4-year contract with Detroit in 2013 and was a 1,000-yard rusher in his first season with the Lions. 2014, though, was a different story, as Bush could not remain healthy, dealing with ankle injuries and only appearing in 11 games with under 300 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. The move saves the Lions $1.7 million in the cap room for 2015, which is sorely needed if the team is going to try and franchise defensive tackle Ndamukong Suh. Minnesota Vikings running back Adrian Peterson had quite the headache of a year in 2014, but 2015 may be looking up as he has been reinstated after U.S. District Court Judge David Doty ruled on his behalf. Doty heard arguments from Players Association attorney Jeffrey Kessler and NFL attorney Daniel Nash on February 6th. Peterson was initially suspended for disciplining his 4-year-old son with a switch in May. Vikings head coach Mike Zimmer has indicated they want Peterson back, but stopped short of saying it would happen. Peterson would again be the highest paid for his position if he returned under his current contract. So if I go and buy meat at the store, that'll give me 6% sales tax, but I guess something else is getting that discount.
Oh, for sure, Eric. Liberal and conservative lawmakers in California want to make diapers duty-free, and not the kind of duty you're thinking of. State lawmakers from both sides of the political spectrum are supporting a movement to exempt diapers from sales tax. Democratic Assemblywoman Lorena Gonzalez of San Diego says tax-free diapers would save families $100 per year for each child. Supporters of the legislation say that diapers are a health necessity and should be tax-free like food. Wow, how about that?
I don't know.
Saving $100 a kid, like imagine, like my family has 3 kids, so that's $300 my mom could have spent on me.
That'd been helpful.
on other things other than diapers, yes. But thank you for tuning in to Public Eye News today. Tune in next week, and we'll see you then.
The preceding program was produced in studios located in the Edgar L. Hardin Learning Resources Center by WNMU-TV, Northern Michigan University Public Television.